805, or sorry, 208. That's the number of movies that I watched with my family in just high school alone. We had this family tradition where every Friday we would get together and have a family movie night. And this was a really cool tradition that we shared, and it really brought us together. And I feel like you guys can relate because I'm sure you all have traditions as well that kind of glue your family. It didn't start with us, it started with my grandma and my mom. And to kind of understand this, I'm going to take you on a little journey back to the good old 1900s when my mom was in high school. So kind of the same time I was watching them. She was going through a tough time. Her parents had just gotten a divorce. She was living with my grandma, and they weren't feeling connected anymore. So my grandma had this great idea. She's like, let's have a family movie night. And from that day forward, they just made a commitment where every Friday they would sit down and watch a movie together. And this brought them closer, and they started to feel like they could move on with their lives. And then my mom brought this over to my family. This was very important to us because it was one of the only times during the week when we would all be in the same room together, because we're all doing our separate things, and this was our time. It was really all about the food to start out. You'd walk into the room from school, and it would just hit you like a wave. You'd smell the seasonings, the buttery popcorn, just whatever else was cooking at the time, and you grab it, and you go to the couch, and you eat it together. And it wouldn't matter what mood you were in the day before, or if my parents were in an argument, or anything, because that was our time, and it was about each other. It was a time about laughter, about handing out compliments to the chef, and just about talking when the movie was over about what our day was and how we're going. It was a time to catch up. It was a stress-free environment. You wouldn't have to worry about your classes or any other problems that were going on because it was really tightly knit. Now those 208 movies might not seem significant in the long run, but they were pretty significant to me because it was the glue. It really was the glue. And I feel like it strengthened our family, and I feel like traditions in general tend to strengthen a family. And I feel like it's our job to pass it on to the next generation. It was passed from my mom to me, and now I want to move that because I enjoyed it to the next generation. And I think we can all do the same. Thank you.